Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Babel. Joining me today is Arctic Shadow. We bring the Malaysia National Finals. This is the third game in this series. And I'm excited because we just saw Prospector win one more game. And we are now looking at a possible comeback, reverse all kill. And
Yep.
I hope that happens. I
Hopefully it will
hope that
happen.
happens.
Yeah. Well.
But my initial prediction is 2-1 FFKG.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna change my prediction. I still think they're gonna win this, but I hope that they take the game seriously because they are playing heroes that are not accustomed to the playstyle like
Yep.
Vikings. They just stick to that Diablo, stick to the Thrall, stick to the things that actually worked,
Yep.
and that's gonna be good enough for me.
Stick to the ones that you know how to play.
Wow! I thought I was being direct, but man, you are on another level, sir. We have the draft. Let's go.
Okay. So yeah, jumping straight into the draft, instantly we see Prospectors MY banning out the Diablo Tirande combination that we've seen FFKG play so well today. And then we see the Rega and Karazim actually being banned out here by FFKG. What do you think about that one?
Karazim getting banned out. Well, that's because they already picked up Uther, and on this side, there's no Turanda as well. I think they are they're just basically banning out whatever that is still viable. Morales is all that's left. Oh, Malfurion, because of the nerfs recently, they're not able to get any value there. But if you look at this draft, though, something that's very shocking is the appearance of Kilthus. Like,
Yeah.
finally, they decided that, okay, Kilthus is worthy.
Hmm.
And we're gonna have KT, Vala, Uther, etc. And for pros on this site, it's gonna be Greymane again with Raynor, Zagara, and Muradin. Stitches is unfortunately banned from this tournament, so we'll not see a Stitches.
Yeah. Uh, Taking a
Oh,
look at it
please
as
pick a
well,
back, pick a Gaslow.
Gaslo best hero in Hearts. But
Yep.
yeah, looking at the draft, Li Ming is not banned and is not picked up yet, but instead they went with the Kiltas. So it does seem like FFKG prefer the Kiltas. Jaina's open as well. This is really interesting to see. Team Pros did not pick up the Jaina either here. But what do you think they should finish the lineup with? Or it is actually going to be the Lieutenant Morales. It's kind of the only support left for their team, in fact. So I guess Team FFKG just banning out all those support heroes knowingly that Team Pros would not won't have any other option to play.
Yeah. So Morales has to be picked here. I don't think there's any other support that can actually do that. Um, right now, it looks quite convincing to me, but I'm saying FFKG's lineup is a lot better. They stuck to the guns this time around, and I really like the fact that they do have that ETC,
Mhm.
Uther, Divine Chill Mosh Pit, as well as Thrall, so we got a lot of a good combo already coming from FFKG.
Yep, definitely. Then this time around, we're going to finally see a mage for the first time in FFKG, which is the Kael'thas. And over on Team Pros, though, they do have the Zagara. Do remember the Zagara plays that helped them get past Team NTL in the lower bracket finals as well. But in that game, of course, they had the Diablo. This time around, they do not have it. So what possible combinations do you see here with the Maw for Zagara? There isn't really much that the Team Pros can follow up with in the Maw, in my opinion. Here, nothing as good as Diablo would have been.
Yeah, I would agree that Maul probably will result in just simply the Rainer's Hyperion on top. That's about it. Greymane maybe can kill one target. But I don't think that there's any, like, big synergy,
Yeah.
if that's what you're asking me from the side of pros.
Hmm.
On the side of FFKG, though, I think that ETC Thrall has got some form of synergy there, so it's gonna be okay. Kel'Thas, Phoenix, along with Sundering is gonna be good. Yeah,
Yep.
that's a lot of bursts at least.
Yep. Team FFKG's lineup seems really, really solid and strong. You know, you have the ETC Uther Divine Shield Mosh Pit combination. Troll just to throw in maybe the Earthquake or maybe going for the Sundering in the fair of things as well. And Kael'thas with the Phoenix. Or he might even go Pyroblast. I've seen them go Pyroblast before as well.
Yep. Um. Okay. Pyroblast is a lot more painful now. I think it has been
Hmm.
changed up, right?
Yeah, he has.
Um. So that part is at least good. Vala, though, Vala getting picked up by FFKG. That's something I haven't seen coming from this team. Would be expecting a little bit of a different hero. Like Jaina's not picked up ban. You should have gone for Jaina. Li
Hmm.
Ming's also still available. Going for Vala instead. Vala just gives a lot of consistent AoE damage, which which works really well if you're playing against Morales, and that's one of the main reasons why they decided to ban out Karazim because they knew that it's either going to be a Malfurion or Morales, and um, given the fact that Malfurion hasn't really been getting any love these days,
Mhm.
I would say that Vala would actually be a huge advantage over Morales here.
Yep. And even knowing that they still went with the Lieutenant Morales, do you think that they should have gone with the Malfurion, which has a little bit more AoE types of heals, even though he takes some time to pick up in the game in terms of his heals once he gets to level 10 with the Tranquility and whatnot. But with the last pick being the support hero, going with the Lieutenant Morales when you have a Vala on the opposite side, do you think it's the right choice here?
Yep. Um, I think that it's okay. I think it's all right. But because it's Tomb of the Spider Queen, and you got ETC on the side of FFKG with Kilthas, I think that it's still a little bit split.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see an early game plan from Prospector. I don't see how this team is gonna rotate and keep up the aggression. And remember the Tomb of the Spider Queen, the best way to play this battleground is just clearing the minions, rotating between two lanes as fours, and you just go in. Uh, Probably, if given the opportunity, go for a gank. And
Yep.
that kind of a lineup, rather requirement, is kind of met by FFKG's lineup. But for Prospector, I don't think they can really kill the lane very quickly. It's just hard. It's Sagara at the bottom, probably Greymane on top. Raynor, he just doesn't clear the lane well. Muradin just doesn't clear the lane well. So they cannot afford to roam as hard as they wish. That's the problem for Prospector.
Yep, I definitely agree with that. On Tomb of the Sky the Queen, which is such a small map, Team FFKG definitely has a huge advantage here that they have to take control of the game early on with those roamings. You know, ETC along with the Keltas and the Uta just moving around. It's definitely going to work to their advantage, and hopefully they are able to do so. Whereas Team Prospector, they're going to have a really, really hard time here in this game. Hopefully Zagara will be able to get off a good maul at the nick of time for certain things while they are able to burst down a few heroes. If he can connect his maul onto, for example, the Vala and Uther and then burst down the Kael'thas, that's the best scenario that I can see for Team Pros right now. But yeah, FFKG definitely gonna be my favorites here for this game, and will they be able to take it 2-1 and finish off this series? That is the question that hopefully will be answered very shortly.
Yeah. If you look at the draft, the story the Prospector is trying to tell you here is that they picked up Zagara because, yes, that's a great pickup of Tomb of the Spider Queen. They picked up Raynor because they wanted to counter against ETC with Relentless Leader. Then they picked up Greymane because they just didn't want to let Greymane go, and they know that Greymane's that good, and because it's Malaysia, period. uh, and then they go for Muradin Morales as a reaction.
Yep.
I don't like that reaction. I feel that it shouldn't have gone for Muradin. I feel that it would have been a lot better if it is actually Johanna,
Mm-hmm.
because Johanna would at least be able to clear the lanes very well and also be able to provide some form of roam. I don't like Morales, but Morales is basically them being greedy with Sagara and Raynor because that basically means that they don't have a good support. Like
Yep.
Tyrande, Karzim, Rhaegar, all has been banned away. Malfurion's the other one. If they went for Malfurion, at least they get some AoE heals, but you're up against a burst-centric comp with a Thrall against a single target. I think Morales should have a better chance. The problem is they still also got Vala, so it's just a hard game for Prospector. The way they drafted kind of put them in a really bad light right now.
Yeah. Who are they? Who's the main target on FFKG for them as well? As you mentioned, Troll's going to come in with a single target damage to try and do as much damage as he can, and Lieutenant Morales is going to try and deal with that. But when Vala comes in and does the AOE, Keotas has a bunch of AOE as well to deal with. Who is the main target for Team Pros here against FFKG?
I would say that the target to burst down has to be Thrall first.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that I don't think they can kill Thrall that easily. You have got Greymane. Greymane traditionally don't do too well against Kel'Thas, unless Kel'Thas already used Gravity Lapse. Vala would be the easy target for Greymane to kill here, so Greymane will want to go for Vala. Now, Raynor and Zagara really depends on the front line. They can only go in so much if the front line goes in. If the front line is being pushed back, Raynor is the first to run away. Zagara is the second. So both of those guys, they probably will end up pulling back, maybe land a good devouring maw, and then disengage. You don't see them going in to kill anyone. Raynor also don't have the space for level 13. Like, if he goes for Giant Killer, he doesn't have Relentless Leader. And if he goes for either one of those, he will either A, have a problem dealing with Thrall slash ETC, or B, having a problem to deal with Mosh Pit. If he relies on Bullseye to deal with Mosh Pit, then you really need Devouring Maw to be on point, which
Mhm.
can be cancelled by Divine Shield. So that point itself makes this a very hard game already for Prospector. That's what I
Yep.
feel.
Definitely here, and I think FFKG has this game in the bag right now, based on lineup and based on how they've been so good with the team fight orientation. But hopefully Prospectors will be able to prove us wrong and take this game, pushing it to the rubber set. Is it called rubber set?
Yeah, rubber set. That's
Rubber
right.
set.
Just to clarify, though, I don't think that the draft is bad. I think they
Mhm.
are both very, very solid.
Yep.
But I feel that it's just the way the draft went. I'm gonna say that it's probably 55% slanting towards FFKG,
Hmm.
and 45 towards Prospector. That's all.
Yep. I have to agree there.
Okay, now we are going into game number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tomb of the Spider Queen. And if Prospector wins here, we're going for the rubber set. If FFKG wins here, we're done today. FFKG on the blue team, it's going to be Sephiria onto the Kel'Thas, Mofalicious playing as Devala, Om Nom Nom onto the ETC, Stearns84 playing as Thrall, and Doll Eater onto Uther. And meanwhile, we are also going to introduce the red team first.
Yep, and over on the red team, we see Fubbly Wobbly on the Zagara, Axis Owen going to be the Lieutenant Morales, FZ on the Muradin, and Deadly Fat Man on the Grey Man. While Ming PK is going to be, MNG PK, sorry, is going to be on the Reina, as yet again, we're going to see some issues with, Ping? Is it Ping again?
Yeah.
Um,
They are getting the latency problem. It's the same problem. Should be resolved though. So guys, appreciate if you guys bear with us with this problem. Don't think there's anything I can do on my end. Pretty helpless here, like a sitting duck. So, yep, we're actually gonna have to wait. That's it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Wherever you're from, we really appreciate the fact that you're tuning into the SEA games. And today, we finally got ourselves 2 more teams qualifying into the SEA regionals. Next week, Saturday and Sunday, we're going to have Philippines and Thailand respectively. 2 teams from both of those countries will also be playing in the regional. And in all of regional is where you're going to see 1 team represent Southeast Asia in the spring finals. That's going to be fun. Thank you very much for tuning in, really, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep, definitely. Thank you for all of you out there. For those of you who's constantly been asking who the second co-caster is next to Mr. Baybel, the big shot over here. I'm Arctic Shadow. I haven't been casting for that long recently. I took a 4-year break. So forgive me if I'm a bit shaky.
Yep, give some love to Arctic Shadow, please. And I hope you guys enjoyed the cast today. Let us know what are some of your comments, your feedback. Tweet at me if you follow me on Twitter. I would appreciate that as well. Thank you very much for just hanging out, man. The SEA Games are basically just us chilling and telling you what we think of games, and hope you enjoy that at least.
Yeah.
A notch below the usual intensity that N and EU provides, because the games they're really on a very different level. For us, the qualifiers is a stage where we just pick the 2 best team, the 2 best team of every single country, and then the SCA regionals where the fun gets started. That's where you start to see some really big games coming out, and that's gonna be fun. Before now, we're still doing the individual country qualifiers, so bear with us while we go through this phase. And we got 2 teams from Malaysia, and I'm very, very proud to say that FFKG is a really good team. I think they may actually be able to win something at the C regional. I hope that they're able to go far. But I'm also genuinely concerned, like you say, Arctic Shadow, about the schedule problems that they are
Yep.
facing. So I hope they resolve that. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they will be able to, because yes, they are a really strong team, and hopefully if by some chance they aren't able to make it, I'm not too sure what the decision will be to follow up. Will they be a roster change, or will they give it to the third place team, which in this case would be NTL? Not to put NTL down or anything, they are a really strong team as well. It's just that we've seen FFKG be a little bit more solid, maybe just today, but definitely a lot more to improve from all Malaysian teams. In so many aspects, as you said before, we're behind on drafts. As you can see, Li Ming, one of those heroes that isn't picked up for so many reasons. I mean, for no reason, not so many reasons. We don't know why he's not being picked up. But yeah, we definitely, I have to agree that we are somewhat behind, and hopefully we will catch up soon. Hopefully.
Yep, a lot of potential in the Malaysia scene, of course. A lot of great players there internationally. MOBA is a very, very big game over in Malaysia. All different types of MOBA, really. Be it Heroes of the Storm, or it's some of the other titles there. I think that you guys got some really talented players, so it's gonna take some time to build up the chemistry because this is a very teamwork-centric game. But regardless, we are going in here to the third game, and I'm thinking that this has been a great tournament, and we got some really really good plays today.
Mhm.
In general, just feel that FFKG is a notch above all of Malaysia,
Yep.
and it has been a while since I had the feeling because for 2015 when we were doing the Malaysia finals for the Road to BlizzCon, Salt Gaming was nowhere the undisputed best team.
Correct.
They were good, and people know they were good, but there were a couple of other teams behind that in close contest, like
Mhm.
Team Potatoes back then, as well as I think it was also Team Burden. It's really, really close, and Salt Gaming wasn't a favorite to win, but they continually train a lot, and they continue to dominate the scene by just getting first over and over again.
Mhm.
And now they're no longer here. The team kind of split into two, and we had like half of them forming Prospector Hots, and the other half of them going into I think the other team that I know is unfortunately not able to take part today.
Mhm.
So that's that. And today is where you get to see KG, Fong Fei Gei Gaming, just one notch above the competition. And this is a really, really good start for Malaysia, I feel.
Yep, it's a very positive start for the Malaysian teams. It has to be a confidence boost for them as well, as I think we are finally going to be able to get back into the game. So we have already introduced both teams and who was playing what. And yeah, hopefully we have a good third game on our hands here. Will Team Pros be able to take this to the rubber set here, or will Team FFKG finish this off once and for all to end this long day that they've had as well?
Yep. And we're now going into game number 3, Tomb of the Spider Queen it is. And finally, we're going to see Om Nom Nom with a 3-man stun. Very successful, though. A bit of a knockback coming from Reyna's penetrating round. FCFZ taking a bit of a damage. The kills coming in through from Morales. So not much of a damage, really. Just the ETC down to about 45% HP, having to pot back home.
Yep. Blue team going really aggressive there. Om Nom Nom getting a 3-man, early 3-man power slide stun in there, but no follow-up from the rest of the blue team, and he drops really low. He's going to have to hurf back, heal up on his life, come back towards the middle lane, and maybe just, again, push out those lanes as quickly as you can, and then just go with the rotations and the ganks. As we see now, Om Nom Nom going to meet into that Muradin, but no follow through with it. And yeah, both teams just doing the exact same thing that they did before when they meet in this map as well.
Yep, just very nice rotations coming from both sides. In terms of talent option, looks to be very, very standard once again. Multi-shot build from the Vala, so this is the sign of a very nice split AoE damage build coming in already for Vala. Everyone else looks to be very, very standard and staple. I don't think there's anything surprising, but do note that Raynor did not go for Citizen Marksman. It's actually going to be the Give Me More talent pickup that's going to give like extra 50% on Adrenaline Rush. And this does not mean that he's not going to go Revolution Overdrive. This only means that he is concerned about his safety. And this could be the start of a hybrid build, or it's a full-fledged defensive Raynor build.
Yep, here as we see, no kills going out just yet, no first blood kills for either team. As Om Nom Nom now waiting in the vents here, trying to maybe set something up. Just both teams just picking up on the gems and trying to rotate, trying to pick off a kill here. But both teams just not wanting to make any mistakes here. Both playing really cautiously, and I think it's been a while since we've seen a kill. It's 2 minutes in now. I would have expected an earlier kill early on in this game. Though we still see some action middle, maybe happening at middle lane.
Yep, nothing really, just a bit of that living bomb being applied onto Muradin. He's going to be fine. Meanwhile, bottom lane, though, Fably Wobbly is doing a lot of lane pressure here, letting the script humor and throwing out those banelings and Infestor drop to soak up ammunition. I think it's a pretty good position for the red team to be in. Top lane looks to be fine as well. Very much dead even game.
Yeah, very dead even game now with Team Pros right, edging it slightly in terms of EXP, but Team FFKG not far behind at all. And again, still no first kill from either side, so both playing it very safely here as we see a stun coming up onto that Muradin, as we see a gravity left, is going to connect as well, but that's just going to be it, and he's going to be able to back off as well now. So still no first kill just yet.
Yep, and Fubbly Wobbly, because of superior vision, he's going to be able to stay safe and pulls back just nicely. Nom Nom now clearing up the creep tumors. Meanwhile, top lane, though, Vala getting picked apart. Very nice rotation there coming in from both the Muradin as well as Greymane. They're being able to get themselves a bit of a lead again on the side of Prospector. Now, FFKG, though, they are not looking good in the early game, and it's a little bit surprising. They're supposed to have the Kel'Thas ETC roam comp. Don't see that going through, though.
Yeah, I would say they have been trying to do it, but it just doesn't seem to be working out for them so far. The team isn't really sticking together at the right times. They seem to be meeting the heroes at the wrong times. So yeah, I would expect them to stick a little bit more and do a little bit better rotations, maybe to get the Zagara at the bottom lane. But it does look like they won the middle, see. But the red team is also doing a really good job in keeping their composure. Map awareness is there, and they're backing off when they need to do so as well.
Yeah, the problem here is that I think Rainer, full credits to him, he's been playing very safe and always pulling back, playing safe, making sure he doesn't get caught out of position. Meanwhile, bottom lane, you see Zagara always has got a vision advantage, so she's almost guaranteed to be fine. There goes the Banelings. I'm going to try and soak that one up. But yep, bottom area, it looks like they're not able to kill the Zagara. Top lane, they're not able to catch the Rainer. They are just not able to make this work. Not yet for FFKG at least.
Yeah, not yet at all here, but they do have quite a few gems, 49 already on them, while the red team does have enough to turn in as well. Both teams both have enough to turn in, so it's just going to be a matter of time before both sides actually get them in. But it does look like the blue team will be the closer ones to get it in. No, they are lacking that one more. They're going to have to try and keep
16.
it from... Yep, 16 on Fubbly Wobbly though, so it's going to be a race, but it is going to be the red team that actually gets the first set of Web Weavers. So
yep, just glorious. Very, very nicely done. 16 was the magical number. That's the amount that they exactly need. And then now we are also going to see the Web Weavers coming down here. They have to push down the front structures on at least 2 lane. I would love to see them do more than that, so let's see if they can actually find a space for that. Bottom area, Fubbly Wobbly is going to be fine as well, but you see that they just hit level 7 on both sides. Talent options, once again, very, very standard, nothing too special. It is going to be the fight or flight coming out of Rainer. And for Vala, it is going to be the standard multi-shot build, so nothing too surprising.
Yep, Safiria along with the rest of his blue team clearing off the middle Red Weaver, and I don't think that's going to do anything to the middle towers, though the red team is pushing along with it at the bottom as well as the top. So these are the 2 lanes that they're probably going to be able to get those towers down, and it does look like it's going to be done so with Zagara at this bottom. Next target and next aiming will be at the top lane, but it does look like the blue team is going to get there in time to defend as well. So would you say good red Web Weavers?
Yep, Red Web Weavers, they're going to be able to clear out the healing well in the bottom area. Now, mid lane though, the structures is going to be okay. Top lane, structures will fall. So this looks like a very much acceptable push. Fubbly Wobbly sidesteps away. FCFZ from behind exists now, coming in for the kills. Stern's going to be okay as well, but Nom and the rest of the cavalry has arrived. FCFZ needs to pull back. Daily Fatman, Flame Strike connects, beautiful. And it looks like that Greymane's going to die there. Now FCFZ again on the Muradin in front. Fubbly Wobbly has to pull back. No Pharaoh Spirit. Muradin's okay. Only losing the Greymane. I think it's a steal.
Yep, a 1-for-1, a 1 trade, a 1 kill trade for the blue team as they try to claw themselves back into this game. They're still slightly behind, about half a level, but that's going to be okay. They just need to continue soaking. Zagara's doing a really good job staying at the bottom lane, keeping his team at edge here. The blue Web Weavers though, now they are going to descend, and this is where the blue team will try to push for that level 10 as quickly as they can here. Will they be able to do so though? Pushing down those towers will definitely be really, really important. As you see, Nom, we're heading towards the bottom, but he's just going to be there to do some harassment. There's nothing else he can do about that.
Yep, Stearns as well as Nom now. It's a set of blue Web Weavers, so they will definitely want to push here. Top lane, we're seeing Doll Leader and Morpholicious doing a great job pushing out the front structures. Should be able to get more than just the front structure at this rate. Maybe even a healing well. They pulled back in the nick of time. Bottom lane, same thing here. It's going to be Stearns and Nom. They're doing whatever they can. Safiria is also here. Fubbly Wobbly taking a bit of a damage from the purple beam there. And it looks like they are also being forced to pull back. But the whole team is here. FFKG now in the bottom lane, looking to apply some pressure on the structures there. Top lane, okay, it's still standing. Mid lane's definitely fine. Bottom area is okay. I would say that FFKG did not get much of a value from this set of Web Weavers.
Yeah, not much value at all here, as both teams now reaching their heroic abilities. We see the Phoenix, Mosh Pit, Divine Shield, Sundering, as well as Vala's ulti being picked up here. I don't think anything too out of the ordinary. Pretty standard there. The AoE damage coming out from Vala along with the Mosh Pit. Now it's just a matter of time before the Divine Shield Mosh Pit combination is being thrown out here by FFKG.
Yep, pretty good stuff on that part. Now, level 10 both sides, and we have got a Strafe, Sundering, Divine Shield, Mosh Pit, Phoenix, Devouring Moss, Steam Drone, Go for the Throat, Avatar, as well as Hyperion. Very standard picks on both sides, nothing surprising yet. Nom Nom there with the face melt trying to deny FZFZ's 19 gem turn in on the Muradin. Looks like they are all again at a standstill, and 13 on the hand here. They need just 5 more for FFKG. Phoenix coming out already. Some good damage there onto the structures.
Yep, as the blue team now going to try and apply some pressure on this middle towers there. And they are going to probably get one down here along with the gate. And that's going to leave the forts vulnerable for this red team in this middle lane. And as you mentioned, 15 gems right now on the blue team. They just need 2 more to be able to get 3 more actually. Sorry, my apologies there. Math failing. 3 more and they will be able to turn in. It does look like the red team have just enough though. So this is going to be interesting here. Now probably will be getting caught way out of position. Gets taken down. Easy kill for the blue team as they pull themselves back level on EXP.
Yep, Daily Fatman in a little bit of trouble right now. FZFZ again in a really bad spot. Exists though, getting stunned out, and the Mosh Pit does connect, but then we have got a bit of a stun from Stumble. That is going to cancel that one out really well. And a 2-man Gravity Labs exists. The Morales will take the fall. Doll Leader also in some trouble. Pops the Divine Shield on himself. Daily Fatman pulls back once again. A 2-man stun coming up from Muradin. And GPK now dropping a lot of HP. Will be able to try and trade for Morpholicious, but he takes him down instead. And a bit of a 2-for-1 exchange. So far, Red Web Weavers coming out here will be able to push out the top lane pretty well. I'm pretty sure that ETC in a lot of trouble there. Penetrating around, not really the best timing to use that, but still the damage will go through. Top fort will fall.
Yeah, a little unfortunate there for Team FFKG as they were the ones to get a better engage, but just with the sustain and Mosh Pit being cancelled out so quickly, not able to connect onto that Rainer as well, that led to them not winning that clash. And with the Red Weavers now with the heroes down, they are going to be able to push on the top fort along with maybe even the middle one here as well. I don't think the blue team they have to definitely contest this, but will they be able to defend it here? Still level on EXP, still level on levels. Blue team, they definitely need to find their groove right now. They don't seem to be doing all too well when the clashes actually matter.
Yep. Now they are already level 13 for the side of Prospector on the red team. And picking up the talent option, seems like a multiple amount of spell shield just came out here. As well as the movement speed and range increase actually for Duck Flight and Disengage. It's going to be Mutalis coming out for Zagara. Last but not least, it is the Relentless Leader, so there will not be the Giant Killer, and that means reduced damage against ETC. Could have been a lot better, but they decided that they want to worry about a Mosh Pit, which I think is fair. So this applies a lot lesser pressure on Zagara.
I have to agree with you there. Giant Killer is good, but it's only going to be working on, I believe, the ETC there. So I agree with the talent pickup there. I definitely have to agree with it. As the blue team now trying to turn in their gems here, probably going to be able to get it. Just need 2 more. The red team, though, they're going to try and deny this here. FZ looming in onto this blue team.
Alright, Chain Bomb at level 13 for Kel'Thas, as well as Loudspeakers, it seems like. Face Smelt as well. And for Vala, it is going to be the Frost Shot. A nice displacement grenade connecting Safiria, though. I'm not taking a bit of a beating coming from Fably Wobbly's Mutalis. But we still see a lot of these Bruiser camp actually just trading blow for blow in the mid lane. They're not able to do anything more than that. The red team got the bottom siege camp pushing. So at least that's going to buy some time and it will act as a distraction. Now the objective here for Prospector is really just to kill the blue team because they got so much gems on them, 22 and counting. Whereas they only need 2 more gems. So it's going to be wise to be able to wipe the team. And definitely the next set of Web Weaver will go through now. There's nothing that you can do to stop it. But Red team needs a total of at least another 33 gem. And Thrall gets it for the team.
Yep, Troll will be able to summon those blue web weavers, and will this be the time that the blue team will be able to push in? They are leveled on talent tiers, so it's all about execution right now. The blue team needs to try and stick together, try to pick off a few kills onto this red team, maybe take down that Lieutenant Morales as best as they can. Safira, though, he's playing a bit ballsy, standing in the front lines, and that could be some trouble for them, of course, but it does look like they are going to try and push down this middle lane and try to apply some pressure onto this red team.
Yep. So level 14, both sides. Blue web weavers coming out right now. Mid lane, definitely the front structures will go down, but the fort still standing very, very well. Top lane also not going to get much of an action still. Bottom lane already you can see the blue web weaver going in. Now, this is the set of web weaver that you expect to get some fort. So if you don't get any fort here, blue team's in a really bad spot. Now, we also see Sundering connecting. Muradin somehow surviving, but the strafe not going to be within reach there. Mofolicious overextends, but still no kill on the Muradin. Very, very good positioning there by the Muradin. And you also see the heals coming from Exist onto Daily Fat Man. That's going to be fine. And bottom area, the fort will fall here, but mid fort will still stand. Top lane also pretty okay. Not much of a value here from this wave of turn-in for FFKG.
They're very, very unfortunate for that, as Muradin was on the certain brink of death. And if they were able to get that, they would have been able to pressure that mid lane a little bit more. But Muradin was able to back off, get a tap from the well, come back along with the Lieutenant Morales, heal back up to full HP. And with the threat of Muradin there, they just couldn't push in any further. But they will be able to get down the bottom forts though, and that is definitely a plus for them.
Yep. So far so good. I think they're both very much very, very fair and dead and even in this game here. Very close, and of course Fubbly Wobbly once again going in front. This is where even if he did land a Devouring Maw, it's not going to be an impact because there's no follow-up. So probably want to use it for disengage instead.
Yep, definitely here. As now we see Muradin gonna go in, gonna be able to catch out that ETC, but ETC is gonna be able to back off here. And both teams just having a skirmish between each other, just poking each other a little bit here and there. Safira again, just going a bit too far in front. He could turn, throw the game here for his team. He's just playing a bit too ballsy up ahead.
Right, so right now we have got the rest of the blue team just rotating around a little bit. They should be the first to hit level 16, whereas for Prospector, they need to get the lane soaked up a little bit first. At the same time, they're looking to deny the turn-in from Safira, 22 gems, and it will go through. Red team will be rotating back down to the bottom area. Zagara top lane soaking up the lane a little bit. Don't think they can still defend this fort. The fort should take the fall soon. Displacement grenade will not connect. The fort going down does not mean anything. It's definitely slated to go down at some point. But this only shows that both teams are now dead even.
Yep. It's a neck-and-neck battle between both teams. You know, both teams have 2 sets of forts down. I believe the blue team has an extra 1 set of fort down. My apologies. But the red team now, it's neck-and-neck on EXP. It's all going to be about execution right next. Both teams doesn't seem to be wanting to make any mistakes at all here. The blue team just playing it really safe. For these two teams, we are seeing 6 kills after 15 minutes, close to 16 minutes. That is a very low amount of kills here.
Yep. Meanwhile, do note that there is the bullseye up on Raynor, and he will be able to apply some form of stun, but because he does not have double barrel, that's not going to be 2 stuns coming out. So far, level 16 both sides once again. FFKG now playing this very, very safe. Muradin going in and landing a stun onto the Kel'Thas. Kel'Thas pops out of Phoenix, and now Muradin dropping a lot of HP, already pulling back. Hyperion coming up, and no follow-up after that. Another bunch of Red Web Weavers coming out here. We'll be looking for some form of value push, but top lane's kind of pushed in. So this is probably not going to be very effective for the top lane. Mid lane looks to be the most promising so far. And red team's setting up a bit of an ambush right here. They have to take a fight somewhere and win it.
Yep, they have to try and push for a fight there as Omnomnom gets harassed by that Mutalisk. Just such a pain in the ass to deal with that one. As the Red Weavers now is going to push down. Bottom lane though, they are going to probably be able to clear it. No, it looks like the red team does want to come in more in on that one hero here. Troll could be in some trouble.
Wow, but the Mosh Pit does not connect on anything, and it seems like it's a good pushback coming out from the red team. Now Stern's now dropping a lot of HP as well. Thrall will go down at the end. Strife coming in from the backline. Daily Fatman missing the Gilnean cocktail. FCFZ goes in with the Dove Toss, stuns 2-man, and a lot more damage coming from that Grey Mane already. You see, go for the throat being used, but not very effective. Will still go down at the end. And GPK now getting healed back up by Exist, and the Morales with the aggressive positioning just to make sure that she has enough time to heal up the teammate. But all the gems on the floor, and Sephiria, Morpholicious seems like they are still going to come out ahead with the Hungering Arrow pickoff. It's a 5-man team wipe. And Prospector, man, they went all in, and it seems like it's not paying out.
Yep, though the Web Weavers at the other lanes are going to be able to push down the towers, but that's just going to be it though. Blue team definitely coming out on top there, even though losing the the Troll early on the clash, they were still able to come out with a 5-man team wipe on Team Pros. So Team FFKG, man, doing a really, really good job here.
All right, let's take a look at that action again in that instant replay. And here we go. So this Devouring Maw was supposed to connect on the Kel'Thas as well, but it did not. That is okay, but look at the positioning of FZFZ. So aggressive coming in from behind. The mosh pit's already a huge whiff, and you see that the burst against Thrall was effective, but they all spread the chain bomb. That's the mistake there, and they all started to get very, very low. Once it's past that point, they still decide to give chase, and you see the face melt coming. The Phoenix doing a lot of work. It's just basically Kel'Thas with a lot of space. Exist tried to block out KT a little bit. The Gravity Labs did just connect on one target, but it is still not going to be enough. This is the power of having both Vala and Kel'Thas. A lot of spread out AoE damage, and it worked out in the end.
Yeah, definitely did work out in the end for the blue team. Awesome job there by the Kel'Thas as the Vala. Just lots of AoE damage as you get back into real time. We see the blue team now summoning their own blue Web Weavers this time. And this is the 18-minute Web Weaver. They're going to try and push in here onto the keep and threaten for the keep here. Will the red team be able to stop them? And FFKG looks like they are going to be able to reach the Storm Talons before the red team as well. And that's going to give them a huge boost in terms of damage.
Alright, so speaking about damage, let's take a quick look at the damage chart right now. 40,000 damage on Zagara, 43 on Kel'Thas. Very, very good job, well done by Sephiria there already. So far, looks to be pretty okay though. ETC, not much of a work there being done. In terms of heals as well, it looks like Morales is doing a better job than the Uther. So that's something for Dolly to reflect on. But they're going to get level 20 first.
Definitely there. Sephiria again going to throw his Phoenix in and try to push for that keep here. They're trying to pressure. They are going to be able to take down the well though, but that's just probably going to be it here as the Phoenix is going to end with the longer cooldown now on Phoenix as well. Is it wise to just throw it off like that?
This is the thing, a lot of players still use Phoenix like as though he has got only 30 seconds cooldown. Now it's about a full minute. Gotta be very careful when you throw off Phoenix, and it looks like FZFZ is dropping a lot of HP already. Chain Bomb once again going in, and Morpholicious aggressive strafe coming in, does not achieve anything. This could be the best moment to push the keep or to pull back because you don't have heroics anymore. Baneling's going up, Fubbly Wobbly very, very much caught out. Sundering does connect, but a cleanse from Exist too good. And we still have MNGPK pushing in with the Bullseye connecting on a stun onto the ETC. FZFZ with the cutest of toss once again does not get the stun as well. Fubbly Wobbly having to pull back. They're not spread out enough if they're playing against Kel'Thas. Need to go and land that mosh pit. Does connect in the background there with the Divine Shield, but does not achieve anything because the blue team's just too far back out here. And it looks like FZFZ is still giving chase, and red team comes out on top. 2 men down, both Uther and ETC. And Gilnean Cocktail, that's a headshot. Vala will go down. Doll Eater also respawning after redemption will go down a second time. 3 men down on the side here of FFKG.
Yep, ETC, man, he just got a little bit too greedy. He got the Divine Shield and he said, you know what, let's go in on this. He managed to catch 2 heroes, but that was just it. And with the Clancy, one was able to get out as well. And it didn't accomplish everything. They were just too low. They were all about half 50% HP. And, you know, they're just unable to actually follow up with it. Sephiria now, ooh, he's playing with fire here. He's looking for danger as they're trying to stop the boss attempt by the red team. But I don't think they're going to be able to do so here. They should just back off and cut their losses. They're trying to deal with the boss and not have to deal with, you know, the full strength of a 5-man push without any heroes left.
Yeah, I think that this boss timing is still okay at best because you have about 10 seconds, which is what is going to require of the boss to slowly walk down the top keep, and Uther should be respawning in time. That said, the boss is here. 4-man aggression, Phoenix being used prematurely again, and it's only going to do damage onto the boss. The boss should be able to take this keep. I don't think they should try and defend it this way. I'm pretty sure that the keep is going to fall regardless. Morpholicious taking a lot more damage. Nom Nom goes in for a really good stun. Morpholicious now with the strafe, only onto one target. Fubbly Wobbly with the aggressive Devouring Maw, post Ball of the Storm, They with the Banelings coming out as well, but the Sundering connect onto the back line. Not much of a follow-up though. Also going to see the Divine Shield onto Kilthus, and Nom 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 with a two-man stun going forward once again. You see the Chain Bomb spreading the damage, and they're all just buying time at this moment for the boss to end this game. But Fobbly Wobbly still alive somehow. Exist doing a great job on the Morales. They also took out the Thrall. They took out the Uther. Nom Nom with a 2 to 3 man stun, and there goes the Chain Bomb. It looks like it's very painful. It should be. MNGPK now looking to pick up the Vala, but will not be able to do it. The boss still pushing, and Kilthus gonna have to make some magic work here, but the game should be done. And it seems like we are going in to the rubber set, boys. This is all for nothing. We're now gonna play a best of one, and Prospector, if they win that one, they win. If FFKG wins it, then they win.
Yep. After a strong performance by FFKG, Team Prospector MY are showing us why they are also considered one of the top teams in Malaysia, fighting themselves back. What a good job by them. But FFKG, just one mistake cost them the entire game. Nom Nom going in on that with that Divine Shield, trying to catch up with the Mosh Pit as well, just cost them the game. There, 3 of them went down. The boss went down, and then the red team just pushed with it, and there you go.
Yep. And we actually have a replay of the last fight. We're going to bring it out right now. So this is what happened. They were all respawning. They all just came back. They're trying to buy time. Red team's main objective here really is just to buy time for the boss. Great devouring mode by Fobbly Wobbly. Baneling's going on as well. But this Sundering just somehow kept the team alive. Daily Famine jumping in on Thrall. Thrall dropping a lot of HP as well. This is a great chain bomb going out forward. The living bomb applying that extra chaining effect. And Thrall dying here is a big mistake. Nom Nom again pulling back. The boss is just pushing down the core at this stage, and they are very much pressured to make the magic happen. Losing ETC as well, and Muradin jumping to the other side there to slowly continue to hit onto the core. That's when you know it's game.
Yep, definitely here. Nothing that the blue team could have done about it. The positioning was really quite bad. The nice maul coming out from the Zagara was able to catch all of them, and with that, it's going to be pushed to the rubber set, and this is going to get really interesting.
Yep. Now it's gonna be the best of one.
Yeah.
The best of one after the best of 3, which basically means that whoever wins this next game is going to win this tournament.
Yep.
The main reason for this is because we had FFKG coming into this grand finals from the upper bracket. They technically have not lost a single series yet, so losing this match, they will now go into the rubber set, which will be the last and final set of this tournament. It's like a bracket reset, and it all doesn't matter. Whatever happened in front doesn't matter at all. And it seems like that Vikings pick somehow jinxed FFKG. They were going so strong. They did not lose a single game prior to that. And then all of a sudden they lost 2-1 in the Grand Final Series. Rubber set though, who do you think is going to win?
I don't know, man. This is really close now. We've seen Team Prospector MY take 2 games from FFKG. They've just been proving a really strong performance in the last 2 games. FFKG strong shot the entire day, except for a couple of mistakes that they've made based on drafts and even plays as well. To be honest, it's anyone's game, man. I can't make a decision here.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun, and we are now actually going for a very short break, and then we'll be back with the best of one. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast and coverage brought to you by Arctic Shadow and myself, Babel. Thank you very much for hanging out today. We're really happy to have you join us. Don't go anywhere, because this does not mean the tournament has ended. We are now going into the most epic ace match of this Malaysia qualifier. Arctic Shadow, before that, walk us through what's on the line.
Well, on the line right now is an extra $2,000. So both of them are guaranteed 3,000 ringgit right now. Sorry, not dollars, 3,000 ringgit. So the first place team is going to get 5,000. So it's a 2,000 upgrade from second place. And of course, not just that, it's all about the seeding as well for the 5th and 6th regional finals. What that means is the first place team is going to be, drawn with, I wouldn't say weaker teams, but teams that came in second place. So you would say that they are the slightly weaker teams, and those are important as well. The seeding is definitely going to be really important because the regional finals is where it will matter as well.
Yep, only one team out of 8 going into the SCA finals will represent Southeast Asia in the World Spring Championship Finals, and that's going to happen on 5th to 6th March. Now we're going for a break, so sit tight, stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. Gus Wind Tunnel. It's going to be good enough, and that means that it is a total of 4 damage going in. It's still a 3-man mosh pit. MNGPK trying to stay alive, but Reina will go down. And that's it. We still see the Grey Mane with that Divine Chill up already exists, dropping a lot more HP in the Cocoon. It looks like it is going to be Johanna, and all that's left is going to be Johanna as well as Grey Mane. They both don't have enough to take this entire team. There is the possibility that Uther is able to keep her alive, and Grey Mane goes down finally in the nick of time. All they need to do now is just pick